Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm sure you all expected this one coming. This is going to be my review of Gabbie Hanna's debut EP, 2WAYMIRROR. So, I was a little bit, I don't want to say skeptical going into this, but I just didn't really know how she was going to structure an EP around an ex I really hadn't heard much about, and was apparently, she had this ex in her video, and I realized it wasn't the ex who she wrote honestly about. Now, that ex was the pathological liar ex, which she told a story about on YouTube. Now, Gabbie Hanna is a YouTuber, first and foremost, and I really do like the way her music career has gone. I liked the song Monster as much as I said I didn't, or I said that I shouldn't have because of the meme, but I really did enjoy the song. Now, honestly, was just a gut punch to the stomach. Honestly, and the Encore Together is probably one of my favorite songs of last year. And to be completely honestly, I have to say that that song hit me at a time where I really needed it. Yeah, before she released Honestly, I never really got into her music career that great. Out Loud is still a nice song, and then she released Medicaid, which I actually didn't know was a lead-off single for this EP. Now, it turns out it does fit into the context of this EP, and now I know what it's about. And I still really like this song. I think Medicaid might be her best song yet. Now, this EP has some nice little interludes. There's really 6 songs on it. There's 13 tracks listed, but a lot of them are spoken interludes, and kind of like how Ariana Grande on her album Thank You Next did some of these little things, except she put them at the beginning of the track, whereas this has Gabbie and her ex speaking, and these have their own tracks, but they flow right into the next thing, kind of like something like Monster Reborn. It's just kind of stuck on the end or the beginning of a track, but it's its own track, and they're very short. So the album starts off with one of those little things that start. She wrote it about you. I think this is really cute. Way to talk about Gabbie Hanna, you know, and how it's always like she always writes these things about people, and then it goes straight into Broken Girls, which is a fantastic pop song. It's a really nice piano-driven song, and I have to say I definitely really enjoy it a lot. And and goes immediately into Broken Boys afterwards, which is kind of a short song to put her framing. Basically, she says Broken Girls, she's blaming her ex for being into Broken Girls, but then she talks about the same thing on herself. The framing here is really nice between self-awareness and blame on the ex. She's blaming herself for, basically you could call this album, I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In. But anyway, so yes, Broken Boys, which immediately then goes into Butterflies, which might be one of my favorites from the new EP of her new songs. I think outside of Broken Girls, Butterflies is one of those songs that really builds as it continues to go. And then we have another little interlude, It's Not Okay What I Did. It goes into Perfect Day, A True Story, which is really interesting framing here. I love the theatricality on this song. It really reminds me of a little bit of a Broadway type song, the way it's framed and written. Now, this goes into This Isn't Fun For Me, which immediately goes into Pillowcase, which is a song which has a nice groove and some vocal stylings which kind of remind me of Panic a little bit, old Panic. And then it goes directly into Exhausted, another interlude, and then Medicate, which, again, this song is absolutely fantastic. Medicate has some great piano. It's a piano ballad from Gabbie. I love her voice on it. I love the way this album is mixed to really focus on Gabbie's vocals, and this kind of production does fit with the modern pop theme a little bit. I think she could go a little more rock, and it would be good. I would like to hear her with some organic instrumentation and stuff, but I understand if she doesn't have the resources for that at the moment. I would like to hear some of that stuff. Then again, we've seen a lot of electronic music get close to sounding like organic instruments. I would say the electronic hits on Broken Girls do sound a bit like guitars there. I will say I've noticed loads of instances in pop or EDM songs where I would say there are synths that sound like guitars. Shut Up and Dance being a perfect example. And of course, I listen to a ton of Gorillaz, so me saying electronic music isn't real music is like me saying that the sky is green. So, anyway, going back into this, Gabbie does tend to have kind of emo lyrics, but it fits with her whole YouTube persona and her whole dramatic, oh, all these things keep happening to me. Oh, I'm single. Like, all the dramatic things in her YouTube persona. She's changed a lot as a person, but still has that kind of persona attached to her. Again, I really like the song Medicate, which goes into another interlude, Chances, and then Goodbye for Now, which is the way the thing ends, save for an interlude, I'm sorry. And Goodbye for Now is really nice. I like the kind of choppy vocals at the end. She's basically saying this relationship was doomed from the beginning, it shouldn't have worked, and that's basically the framing that she has here. Now, again, the production is okay. I wouldn't say it's phenomenal or anything. I would say it's definitely better than the kind of production that Halsey has right now. Now, Halsey is definitely trying some interesting things. I'll give her credit for that. I do think Halsey is more experimental than people give her credit for, but she works with some really bad producers and ends up with some really mismatched stuff. So I feel like now would be a good segue. Gabbie's EP is pretty good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I do really enjoy, probably my favorite songs are Butterflies, Pillowcase, and Broken Girls. Now, I really have to talk about this while we're here, is Halsey's new song, Nightmare. Now, this is a good segue into it since I was talking about Halsey's production. I've just been really wanting an excuse to talk about this song because I have a lot of feelings about it. The song, Halsey, it opens with the Now I Lay Me Down Low by, and then it opens into this. So, just based on that hook, I heard Spectrum Pulse name this as the worst song of last week, and to be completely honest, it seems like nobody really likes this hook. They say, oh, Halsey's vocals are obnoxious and she's yelling and like it's just distorted. Actually, if I have to interject here, the hook is the part of this song I actually really like. It's just a gut punch of energy. I love how there's some guitar hits here, and Halsey is just on fire vocally. Honestly, I think this is a better vocal style for her than whatever whiny emo bullshit she was doing in Without Me. Now, then we get into the rest of the song, which is just kind of typical Halsey, with some trap hi-hats, which is fine. I wouldn't say this is the worst production ever, but it's really minimalistic. Now, again, I feel like Halsey's trying to be Billie Eilish now. Definitely not pulling that off, because Billie Eilish is her closest competitor. I would say Ariana Grande is in a league of her own at this point in terms of popularity and whatever, but I would say that Billie Eilish is probably Halsey's closest competitor, and Halsey is kind of that awkward bridge between Ariana Grande and Billie Eilish. Now, Halsey, I would say, leans more on the alternative Billie Eilish side of things than Ariana, but she's definitely released some major pop songs, and I actually generally have a mixed positive feeling toward most of Halsey's songs. I defended Without Me for the longest time. It's a song that is kind of annoying now that I think about it. The vocal production is bad, but it does hit a chord with me. I think Halsey's vocals, I've honestly really always connected with her voice, although I do find it annoying and grating at times. I really like East Side, but more for Khalid than Halsey. In terms of her other songs, I have to say I never had a problem with Now or Never, except it's an inferior version of Needed Me by Rihanna, and I've always really enjoyed Bad at Love. This song kind of reminds me of Bad at Love, that it gets aggressive on the chorus and you get a gut punch of a vocal, except here we have all the guitars building up here, and the lyrics are, this is Halsey's bad or angry side. I really like the framing of, I'm one sweet dream, but I'm a hell of a night. I really like that framing in the song. So honestly, I don't have too much to say about this other than I've been wanting to talk about this. I hope it sticks around so I can talk about it on Top 20 Ranked. Now, I hope it sticks around just for how odd it is. Now, given how big of a hit Without Me was, I'm hoping this will be there on Artist Momentum. But it does seem to be getting a lot of backlash. This is kind of a badass bitch anthem, and I like this way more than I have any right to. I don't find it annoying as I do on Without Me, but I find this song to be a bad, mismatched pile of ideas. The hook is actually what I like in this song. The verses are just kind of mediocre in my opinion. Too minimalist mixed with this loud, almost rock chorus. It just doesn't really fit to me. Now, again, For some reason, the vocal thing that she's doing on the chorus and some of the stuff she's doing on the verses does have a more modern 2019, oh, I'm trying to be Billie Eilish or some trap production flair to it. But if I must talk about, Halsey here, her vocals, she's trying to be Florence Welch on this chorus, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. This isn't the kind of instrumentation that Florence Welch would use. She's using more of a, I don't know, Hayley Williams instrumentation while trying to sound like Florence Welch. I wouldn't say she's necessarily trying to be Hayley Williams. She has more of that dramatic thing that Florence Welch is going for here, and it's a weird combination of rock, alternative, and pop, and trap, which I really just don't know what to think about. Again, I really should hate this on principle, but I actually kind of like it, and I feel bad for that. Again, this song just kind of exists, in my opinion, but it's such a weird thing. It's kind of like Old Town Road. It's so weird, and it shouldn't work. God, 2019 is weird. How the fuck did we get here? Like, honestly, it's just bizarre to me. So, yeah, that's about it. And I'm gonna give this song a light 6. I can easily change my opinion on that later. And I should probably actually make a scale of how I actually rank things because I'm stupid. So I will see you on the next video. Alright, thanks you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.